Today on Total Dogsh, we're gonna try to find out if the movie Pig with Nicolas Cage is good or total dog shit.
Total dog shit.
Spoiler, it's good.
Number 6 on trending on Netflix, which is crazy
Which is
that
really
we decided to
convenient
do
for
it.
us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't even planned. I went to download it. I'm like, number 6? What? What are you supposed to be, the truffle pig hunter?
Yes.
Where's my pig?
Who has my pig?
Wow, Nick. It's so great seeing you.
Samesies.
Where are you at right now?
I'm at home.
You're in Portland?
Yeah.
See any truffle pigs?
All over.
Yeah.
Except they're not pigs, they're humans, and they're searching for meth. But
Jesus.
but it's the same thing.
Did
Pretty
you just
much.
call the drug addict population of Portland pigs?
Truffle pig.
Yes. Truffle pigs.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's appropriate that Nick and I are both on here since we're in the Pacific Northwest. We're going to have a really
the
unique
perfect one.
perspective.
Mm-hmm.
You guys like my Trisha Paytas merch?
Is that what that is?
Just
Yeah.
still in shock that you went to that.
I've got a bubbly personality.
Did she do the My Chemical Romance cover?
Yeah, she did.
Did she do the Ghost of You?
She did.
I never said I'd lie. Wait forever.
No, she didn't.
Wait, you saw Trisha Paytas perform live?
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
I'm gonna film a whole video about it later tonight, but she almost sold out the Ryman, which is like a historic, highly sought after venue. So I'm sure there are musicians who are bummed about that.
Crazy.
It was a wild experience.
Nick, you see that gumball machine behind me? That's
Yes.
the old Tomcats one.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, it's got Wallane carved in it still from one of us.
And the same gumballs.
Hopefully.
Hell yeah.
They're pretty old.
One could only hope.
Justin, did we ever clean out the gumball machine after that rat gets stuck on it? Like stuck inside
Yeah.
of it?
I hope not.
How did you clean the spiral with the rat going up and down it?
I didn't. I was a kid. But
Yeah, I'm not
mom and
confident
dad or
that's-
their friends who had it cleaned it.
Got it.
Let's hope
Here, do
so.
you have an apron on?
I do. I did not go as into it as Chad did.
This was last minute. I just have a bunch of wigs, and this is my coat and my
I
gloves.
drew a
so-
pig.
Well, I didn't dress up, but I brought my truffle pig.
Nice.
I was hoping somebody would actually bring a pig.
Well, I got Foozer somewhere.
Sorry about my dogs.
All right, so you guys, the last several years since this came out, and I recommended it to you, you guys have been giving me shit for liking this movie pretty much every time I mention any movies ever.
Well, we have a reason. Oh,
It's worthy.
It's going to be fun. Got a lot to talk about.
All right, friends, let's welcome our guest to the podcast. We have a legend on the channel today. Who wants to intro the legend?
I thought that's what you were doing.
It sounded like you
No.
were. I didn't know you were introing the person introing the guest.
Yeah, because my intros are bad, so I'm just winding it up so somebody else can take it home.
Well, as the movie is set in the Pacific Northwest, our guest 2 is also from there.
2 is also.
2
Love it.
is also from there.
Chad, why
And,
do you have a pop filter in front of your pop filter?
Double pop stop, you know?
Fuck.
Anyway,
These mics are made for.
Nicholas Irvin. Welcome to the show.
Yay! Crowd cheering noise.
And I spell my name the same way as Nick Cage. We're both NIC. So
Nice.
Well,
Double
he's
whammy.
Nicholas.
True.
I
That's
also
the
have
only
another
reason Nick is here.
Nick Cage movie to throw out there. If you guys haven't seen Willy's Wonderland, I think it's called, we should absolutely throw that into the mix.
I have not seen that.
Oh,
That came
you're
out
in
right
for
before
You are in for a treat and a half.
Big. It's the movie before Pig, actually.
Nicolas Cage is just on a side quest.
He does so many movies.
Yeah, Willy's Wonderland is a side quest and a half.
It's kind of cool that he's gotten to the point where he's so successful that he can just do
does.
these weird art films that he doesn't. He just likes the scripts and wants to make things rather than just getting a paycheck.
I had
No,
a weird.
He actually did that for the paycheck because he got in such bad financial trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
happens to the best
Really?
of us.
Yeah. He bought dinosaur head that he had to return.
That is one big pile of shit.
Bought 2 castles.
You know, I think I read about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He got in,
Man.
and he owed like $12 million in back taxes or something. So he had to do he did like 20 some odd straight to DVD movies to kind of pay it back that he had to do.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yes,
crazy to have.
sometimes you got to pay them bills.
And
That'd
some
be
of
crazy
them
to
are
be that in demand.
some of them are randomly good, like this
Yeah.
one and Mandy.
And Willy's Wonderland.
Mandy,
So I'm-
thank you.
I'm
Yeah.
wrong
Mandy.
about this assessment.
Mandy's great.
This was done. Even Pig was done to make money,
I mean,
or
No,
was this after?
I don't think so. Because it was a super low budget movie. I think he just liked the script.
Because I read the budget was $3 million, which is nothing for.
Yeah.
oh really?
Yeah.
It's pretty low.
I would take that budget.
Oh yeah, so would I. But so yeah, no one
So,
in their
Yeah.
lives like to be wrong. But I will happily admit when I am wrong.
Wait, you like it now?
And the second watch couldn't have been a more different experience.
What the hell? Man, you gave me
Yes.
so much shit for
I'm
so
gonna be
many
on the
years.
island by
I was-
myself.
I was 28 when it came out.
Are
And
you
maybe
kidding
that I'm
me?
in my 30s now. I just watched it in a totally different headspace, I guess.
Are you serious?
Well, it probably helps that you hunt truffles with your little friends out in the woods.
I still didn't like the Fight Club scene at all.
The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club.
But
You're just skipping right into the middle section. You're just going straight
Well,
for
I bitched
I
about
like
that a
it
lot.
now.
Well, Justin, how about as we go through it, you explain what you used to bitch about in regards to it, and then you can say, but my opinion's different now.
not my favorite movie ever.
It was one of my favorites of that year.
Same.
Even Dad watched it too, and he like kind of looked at me. He's like, "This isn't as bad as I remember," and I was like, "Yeah, I was kind of feeling that."
Yeah, Dad hated it too.
Yeah.
This is crazy because this was kind of like the start of our movie debating within the family, is because everyone hated Pig except for Chad, and you even made jokes
No, you
in
never
your
hated
other
it.
videos about Chad liking Pig. Like you have kind of set the tone for Pig being a bad movie before we even started this
I
podcast, and
hated
that was
it,
like the
Nick.
basis
When I
of it
first-
all.
When I watched it, I hated it.
I still don't like it. I'm
And
not changing my
Harry-
mind.
Harry refused to watch it because everyone else hated it, and I liked
That's
it.
what it
He didn't
was.
want to take sides,
Yeah,
so he
like,
just
it was
didn't watch
so-
it for years.
It was so contentious in the family that I didn't want to watch it. Like we purposefully didn't watch it so that we didn't have to participate in the argument.
Yeah.
You have gloves on.
I'm
All
Nicolas
right, well,
Cage.
let's get started. Let's start from the beginning, I guess.
Before we get started, Nick, I can hear your pen coming through. I don't know if that's going to be hard to edit out or if that's just on my end.
What pen?
Say that to the amount of likes that you're about to drop.
Oh, I'm going to drop a lot of likes. Like the clicking
Yeah, I can
of
hear
the
it.
pen.
I don't think he has a pen.
Who the hell's clicking?
Someone's clicking.
I think it might be Allie.
think it might be Allie. think it might be Allie.
Nope.
What the fuck is that? I've been noticing that this whole time. I thought Nick was sitting here leaning back, like flipping a pen on the counter because he's bored.
Nick is bored. He's like, this is the dumbest show I've ever seen.
This show is total dog shit.
It's a surprise. Nick came on to review total dog shit, and we're not actually reviewing Pig.
Well, because
like-
Nick was the only one who would back me up for years about this movie.
I'm still not going to.
I'm proud of you. Proud of you, Allie.
Thanks.
Proud of you for sticking to your guns.
Not proud of
But-
you,
Did you watch
little
it again?
flip-flopper.
I
Yeah.
watched,
I watched
it
it
again.
just like 2 hours
I watched
ago.
it
Like
today,
it
yeah.
just got over. Look, I even got it on physical media.
No way.
I'll start with this. My largest complaint and why I'm sticking to my guns is we're living in a time and a space where I don't want sad movies that are just going to stay sad. I get why people like it, but I'm not changing my mind. I'm not happy.
And the first time I watched it, and I had complaints about it, Chad goes, "You just wanted it to be a John Wick movie. You just like action." And
Yeah,
I
that's
had
what
never
you
seen-
wanted.
I do want it to
never-
be John Wick.
I've
I
never
want
seen
Scorched
John Wick.
Earth.
I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker! I will massacre you! I will fuck you up!
I've never seen any of those movies.
But that's what you wanted. So it's
That's
like,
what I
I'm not
wanted.
comparing the "Where's my truffle pig" to fucking John
Where's
Wick.
my dog?
yeah, I know that's what you wanted.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah, there definitely are comparisons to John Wick though that can be made when, like with this movie, I think it creates a world that's very kind of elevated. It's almost surreal at times that like pretty early on it starts to set the stage for like, okay, this is kind of like an exaggerated version of like the food industry. Near the beginning, they meet a character named Mac who has like a turf for like truffles, and there's like a organization, and there's a dispute about someone being on each other's turf, and it like starts to lean more into that, and as the movie
No.
goes along it starts to get even more and more ridiculous.
No, you're already making it sound like it's more interesting than it actually was. Harry's like, it was a thrilling exposition of this action between. No, it
This
wasn't.
watch through this time for me, I noticed the comedy in it a lot more. Like I noticed those things and being like, okay, I get it now. Like this chick is so like she freaks out over the truffle pig incident, and like I don't know, it just felt kind of goofy. Like you said, a turf war for mushrooms, and maybe that exists in Portland. I don't know.
There was something that I put at the beginning. One of the scenes where they were turf warring and they were selling things. I put this reminds me of those underground Beanie Baby sales we used to go to. Do you remember when Mom and Dad
Oh,
would
yeah.
take us to like some mom's basement and we bought the Princess Diana Beanie Baby and we left with it in a plastic or in a paper bag like it was a 40 or something?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember she took us to like this warehouse, and there was a whole table full of
Oh
rare
yeah,
Beanie
the
Babies.
warehouse.
And you had to go up a creepy elevator to go look at this table of Beanie Babies.
Weird.
Underground Beanie Baby sales.
And I got the spider, the black and white, or the yellow and black spider.
Okay, so how the movie is set up, I enjoy because it tries to convince you, or it pushes it in this direction of this is going to be a revenge story, or it's going to be like John Wick, or it's going to be like Taken. He's on a mission to get his pig back. And normally with those kind of things, that mission involves, kicking ass and violence and all kinds of things like that. And there is some violence, so it does set that up, but then it like slowly peels that back over the course of the film, and you keep thinking, is he going to go after them like this, or what is he doing?
So you think that if a movie subverts expectations, then it's
yes,
automatically good?
that's exactly what I was
No.
going to say. That's why Chad
That-
liked it, because it subverted expectations.
By Chad's criteria, Game of Thrones was great.
I don't want it. I told you I don't want it.
It was a slow story. It didn't do what it was expected to do, and it wasn't John Wick. Those are Chad's Emma Stone wasn't in it, but it wasn't John Wick, so it meets Chad's requirements.
No, I like action movies.
One of the streaming platforms that it was on had the description of like a revenge arc, blah blah blah, and it's like, but it's not. And
The-
they're
It's
here's
not
it-
revenge.
Let
but
me
it
do a-
lies.
Let
Like,
me
why
do a
does it lie?
reenactment of the whole entire first half
He
of the
does
movie.
get revenge.
He gets revenge. No, we can't get to the end yet.
It's
But
just in a different way. He just cooks him a meal and makes him cry.
Oh yeah,
like a little bitch.
makes him cry.
Yeah, I don't remember anybody crying in John Wick.
They probably did.
I think John Wick might have
They
cried,
just
right?
die.
His dog.
Have you guys all seen John Wick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All like 4 or 5 of them or whatever.
There's that many.
I've seen like 1 and 4.
Jeez, I'm
And
way
there's one
behind.
coming out this summer called Ballerina.
Yeah, it's
I
like an
saw-
offshoot.
I saw the other one with Bob Odenkirk, and I really
Nobody?
liked that. Yeah,
That was good. They're coming
was
out with
really
a second
good.
one of that too.
Yeah, there's been a lot of movies like that where it's someone who seemingly is living a normal or like low key life, but they're a part of some like grander organization or some bigger world that they have to get like thrust back into. Another one, what was the comedy one that was recent that has the guy from Everything Everywhere All at Once?
Love Hurts.
Love Hurts.
Something
That's
like that,
it.
yeah.
Nobody and John Wick and Love Hurts. They're all kind of doing something similar, and I don't know. Do you think Pig is like playing off of that? Like, was it as popular when Pig came out, or is it just happened to be of the same mold at the time, or is it like kind of playing off of that trope?
I thought it was mold.
Like mold? Like in the
What do you
walls?
I'm gonna be a dad.
Like, I don't remember when Pig came out. Like, if these movies were as popular or
well, it was
like,
2021.
but it seems like they're all like there's a lot of movies like this now. It's almost like its own genre where someone gets like seemingly from a normal life gets pulled back into some like surreal life that they were a part of.
Like they used to be an assassin and now they're not anymore, and then they have one more
Yeah,
job
like-
they gotta complete.
I could see Pig doing a good job at like playing off of them and almost like being a parody of them, because it's like, oh, he's getting pulled in and it's like this big revenge plot, but then we turn it around and it's actually like more empathetic and it has kind of a kinder heart to it. But I was just saying, if like, I'm curious if it knew it was playing off of that trope or if it was just a part of that trope.
I think it knew what it was doing.
Here's the whole first half. Dweeb guy goes, What are we doing? Where are we going?
What are you doing here?
And then Nicolas Cage goes, Pig. Find my pig. And then next scene, Dweeb guy's like, why are we taking that way? You'll see. Where are we going? What are we doing? Find my pig.
So Dweeb guy, he knew who was behind it.
You make
right?
it sound like that's the Big Lebowski.
I'd rather watch The Big Lebowski.
Let's try to find this rug.
Yeah.
But the dweeb guy knew that who it was, right? And he didn't want to tell him.
I don't know if it's clear right away that he knew for sure.
I wonder if he like had a hunch.
He probably
But-
he probably had an idea that his dad did it. I don't know. What do you think, Nick?
I think he knew. I mean, because
Yeah.
that was his only contact to the outside world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was dweeby guy.
Yeah.
In my notes, I put it's John Wick for smarter people. for artsy, snootier, bippity boppities.
I'll tell you though, like the lore that they throw out there from Portland, like the underground fight clubs, and there actually is like an underground Portland, and the way they talk about like the big earthquake that's coming, it never, like, as a kid, that was brought up every year, no matter what, in Portland. Like,
The
this could
earthquake?
be the year. Yeah.
Yeah. So
the
what
big
is that?
earthquake. We're on some crazy fault where like it was supposed to happen around 2000. This huge earthquake is supposed to rock us to the core.
We're supposed
And
to like
it's just-
separate California and shit off the mainland.
Yeah, it goes all the way, like, but so that kind of stuff was great for me. It added to the movie for me because, you know, that lore of there being like an underground Portland is true. I don't know about Fight Club.
The first rule of Fight Club is
But-
Yeah, it's just cheeseball that it's like disgruntled employees at restaurants who want to fight bosses, and I
Yeah.
couldn't get behind that part. Takes me so far out of it.
Yeah,
But
I
maybe
have a
it's
friend
true.
who turned it off at that scene.
Really?
Really?
He definitely thought it was total dog shit. Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
I kind
I-
of I was like, hey, something's happening. This is interesting. We're not just like asking each other back and forth what we're doing and then saying what we're doing for 45 minutes. So the fight part, I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Let's get some John Wick in here.
Well, I just remember wondering like what he was gonna do next and what his plan was to get his pig back. You know, it's like,
Yeah.
why are we at this restaurant
I was like,
now?
how are we accomplishing the return of the pig through all of these activities?
Yeah, I would say up until like the Fight Club scene, I wasn't bored at all. I am of the mind that like I could do without the Fight Club scene. It's the most ridiculous of the whole story, and to me, it kind of is a little tonally off because I really liked the slow burn at the beginning. Like I loved, like it seemed more just simple, and then it like kind of went so far in the other direction that I just kind of fell off a little bit at that point. It brought me back by the end, but I kind of wish it wasn't as ridiculous. I don't think it needed it. I don't think it did a lot to make me care about Nicolas Cage's like movement through the plot. I think it was just like a little side story that didn't need to happen.
I like how it like set him up to be so like beat up and damaged through the film, but I feel like that could have been accomplished just by him going to like one of his old haunts and getting in a argument with an old chef or something who he thinks maybe he has something to do with it, and then that guy is younger and beats the shit out of him. Like the fact how the Fight Club was set up was just weird to me. I was like, what the hell is this?
So Nick, there's like underground kind of Portland stuff going on.
Yeah. Yeah, like yeah. That's all true. Omaha never had that though, right, guys?
Well, we got corn.
Yeah.
See?
Corn.
I do like the Oregon setting though, not just
Yeah,
because
the setting and the
The cinematography is really, really good in it. That was when it first started again. The first thing I noticed was like, oh shit, this looks really good.
I think people who like artsy films gave it more points than it deserved because of the cinematography.
I feel like it has a low score though. Like, what's its score on
it's certified fresh.
It was pretty high on Rotten Tomatoes still, I thought.
6.9 on IMDb.
On IMDb.
Yeah, a lot of people definitely dislike it. They were very similar to what Justin was thinking before he decided to start recording his thoughts for the internet.
Yeah.
All right, you want me to say I hated it?
I bet you a lot of those people who rated it low on IMDb probably were upset that you can't do a slow burn and beautiful artistic movie without the sound design of my nightmares, which is all of the slurping and eating and chewing and fork biting. It was so annoying that I will never watch this movie again because I would just have to fast forward through all of the eating and slurping noises that occurred.
I didn't even think there was that many.
Oh my god.
I didn't think there was either.
I didn't notice that.
They're so bad.
I noticed the fork scraping on the teeth.
Did you hate going to see A Quiet Place for that reason too then?
Yeah, because then you kind of had to wait for a little bit of suspense to eat your popcorn, but some people didn't do that. So I was just hearing people eat the entire time. I was like, this is probably the worst movie I could have.
Real in those
oh
movies.
my god!
You're at A Quiet Place and you just hear.
Speaking of which, this director did.
Justin, that's enough.
This director did the Quiet Place prequel.
Oh, I bet that was ass.
Oh yeah.
Which I didn't like that much, but you know.
Do you think he? Well, I don't want to give any spoil. Are we giving spoilers? Pig dies in the movie, but the cat lives. The cat lives in the prequel Quiet Place day one. You think he did that on purpose? Like he felt bad?
He felt bad for killing the pig.
Yeah.
Are we doing spoilers? The pig died.
He didn't even try to hide it.
I actually have an app called Does the Dog Die? And you can look up any movie before you watch it and find out, like, oh, that looks like a cute movie of a dog. I hope it doesn't die. Well, it doesn't spoil anything except for it just says, like, does the dog die? No. Is there animal cruelty? Yes or no? Does it,
If there's an app for pigs dying in movies, there'd be two films, Pig and Babe.
It also covers other animals
On
too.
a scale of 1 to Milo and Otis, how bad is it?
Oh God.
Oh God.
I use that I watched the movie Seesaw last night.
Yeah.
It's like, and yeah, I had to look up if the dog died.
Yeah, Milo and Otis was rough.
I really wanted him to take a shower. Like, if you can have breakfast and side conversation, I totally get if you're going through it and you can't shower, but then you wouldn't also be doing all those other things. So if you have time to do all the other sidetrack things that you're doing, and I'm bored out of my mind, at least wash your damn beard. I was so distracted by how gross he was and how bad he probably smelled. This is just not an Allie movie at all.
It's a Portland thing too, man.
There was no sex in it though.
Which, yeah, that would have been
We could have got
gross
some
with that
sweet,
all that
grimy Nicolas Cage
stank.
pig sex.
He was probably fucking the pig.
But
Oh,
yeah,
I-
I, had,
Even though he said
I
he
wrote
was.
that down.
I was
love
laughing
that
my
line.
ass off. I don't fuck my pig.
Yeah, it's like he says this whole long like rant to him, and all he says back is, "I don't fuck my pig."
But then later when he was like, I loved her, I was like,
And he probably
Does-
fucks her.
Yeah, he might.
does he?
Because
That
it
was
is
sad,
like
though.
by the end of it, like you start to understand that he had a wife who passed away, and like his love for his wife was kind of like transferred to his pig, so he could put off like dealing with the weight of her dying. That, at least that was my take. Like it was the pig was almost a way to not process his wife's death, and I'm sure he did love the pig, but like once the pig passed away, then it was more of like, okay, now he has no excuse. Now he has to confront the death of his wife, and it wasn't necessarily about the pig itself.
No,
Yeah,
it was
and
about the damn pig, Harry.
I liked the first time I watched it. I did not like how it's like this adventure time. Like we go to this place and then to this place and then to this place and then to this place, and it's just like I don't know. It just felt like a little adventure that went nowhere. But now rewatching it, it kind of seemed like all those places were like his past, and he was getting closure in each one of those places. And
Chad, don't say yeah.
well,
Like,
it's set
that's
up.
an
It's set
enlightened
up for
thought.
the end for him to finally let go.
Because
Like,
I'm
it's set
mad
up
that
for him
Justin switched
to-
sides.
I'm sorry, me and Dad watched it, and we were both like, "Oh, this is gonna be tough." And then we were both sitting there like, other than the fight scene, this isn't really as bad as I remember it.
It's a good movie.
But like
It's so
even the bakery scene, I thought was really sweet when he's like, "Oh, it's a bakery now," and he took the blinds down. And
That was
it
sweet,
looks
but
better.
it was drawn out. It was very sweet, and he got a treat for his friend, which was cute. But it was still drawn out.
It wasn't his friend; he killed his pig.
He was his pal at the moment. They were
Yeah,
traveling
so
together.
he was like a highly regarded chef in the area. Seems like his name carries a lot of weight. He can like just by mentioning his name, he can kind of get anything he wants. So it's like, oh, you're wondering what was his life before this?
Mm-hmm.
Why is he out there living with a pig, digging for shrooms and stuff? But then he like goes on each stop and kind of revisits, the one chef that worked for him for a few months and then started doing,
He got fired.
yeah, because he was overcooking the pasta.
Mm-hmm.
Well, before that, he went to the house where the little kid was playing the handpan outside. He was asking about the persimmon tree, and he was like, "I used to live here," and
I like that scene too.
It made me think of that Jennifer Lopez clip where she goes back to visit her hometown, and she goes back where she lived before, and there's a guy out on the porch, and he's like, "Who are you?" And she's like, "I used to live here." And he goes, "What's your name?" And she goes, "Jennifer." And he goes, "Jennifer who?" She goes, "Jennifer Lopez. I used to live here." And he has no idea who the hell she is, and she just like walks off.
There's
I used to live here. I used to live here. Huh? My name is Jennifer.
Jennifer?
Yeah, I used to live and my room was upstairs right there. Jennifer Lopez.
Who's Jennifer Lopez?
Me. I used to live here.
There's another. You know the guy on the internet who walks up to people and asks what they do for a living?
Yes.
Have you seen
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did that to her, and he's like, "What's your name?" And she's like, "Jennifer." He's like, "What do you do for a living?" And the look she gives him is so funny because she's like super offended that he doesn't know who she is, but I think he knew who she was.
Excuse me, I love your outfit.
Thank you.
What do you do for a living?
What?
What do you do for a living? I spoke positivity kind
I'm
a singer? What's your name?
Anyway, so he's talking to this guy who's a chef, and he's running a restaurant that making food he doesn't like for people that don't care about him.
And he's a dweeb. That should
Yeah.
This was the scene that's the scene that Nicolas Cage read and said yes to the script.
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
I really like that monologue he gives. So like when he says we don't get a lot of things to care about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like this movie. That's my wrap up. We can come back to it later, but that's why. This
But when I
movie
first saw this movie, I really liked that scene.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what are you doing in life if you're doing this for the wrong reasons?
And he's
Yeah,
like,
the customers aren't real.
They don't
None of
care
this is
about you.
real.
Yeah.
somebody's flipping a Hot Wheels car or a pen or something.
I think it's Al.
I think it's Al.
No, it's Squish.
He's gotta be. I see him looking down and his arms moving, and I'm hearing stuff flip around.
He's probably got the finger skateboard underneath here, and just like.
I have
Yeah,
a positivity potato.
Nick's sleight of hand
what?
is insane. If you ever played cards with Nick, like a part of the rules when you play cards with Nick is there will be cheating. Like that is like a part of the gameplay.
You cheat?
Oh,
It's
they
not
don't like
cheating.
They don't like cheaters in this
It's not
family. and
cheating if you
it
don't
does
get
not
caught.
go over well.
I mean,
What's the
No.
point of playing?
Just
to
'cause
win.
it's funny.
What the fuck?
It's terrible.
It's rare anymore. People know me. Like,
Only
I'll
grandma's
look at all
allowed
four
to
cards
cheat.
in golf if you don't watch me. What? Like, I'm gonna look at all four cards. If you don't watch me, 100%.
Why do people play with you still then?
Because they love catching me.
Mm,
It's just like a game within a game.
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. But it's rare. I don't cheat in cribbage. Cribbage is one that I will not cheat in.
You know who
You have
does? You know who
specific
does
games?
cheat in cribbage?
Yeah,
Tom Walling.
I do.
Does he?
And Brittany and
Yeah,
Harry
15
for the
when he does
longest time.
15-3, 15-4, 15-6.
Yeah,
It's
he
52 points for me.
He just
You
says
have to like
shit.
recount everything because he'll just say a bunch of numbers confidently at the end. 15. Let's see, 15-2, 15-3. Yeah, I won that round.
Yeah, Harry and Brittany used to cheat all the time too.
The sound
Harry
of
learned it from Dad.
the pig being taken was real sad.
That was so sad. I hated that. Hated that noise.
Yeah.
Let's hear your
I think
let's hear your pig squeals, everybody.
No.
Give me one, Chad. You inhale.
So loud in my ear.
Yeah.
Give it a try. That was really good.
it was really good.
He's
I
seen the
watched the
movie a
movie.
lot.
Holy hell.
The face that went with it was good too.
the noise it made when you were inhaling at first. It was
But that reminds me, now that I think about it, we haven't done a lot of movies on this podcast yet, and one of the other ones we did do was the Minecraft movie, and a lot of pigs died.
We only do pig themes.
There's pig death, like more violent pig death than the Minecraft movie than there is in this movie.
Oh yeah, that's the third movie that would be on the app if pigs die.
Does Babe die? Babe doesn't die.
No, but we were talking about the app where if you can look up if a dog
Yeah, but
dies in the movie.
What's the third one?
Charlotte's Web.
Pig. I'm saying we would only have 3 movies to look up on that because I'm trying to think of movies that have pigs in them. It's
Yeah,
kind of
pig,
rare.
Minecraft, and what was the third one?
Babe. That'll do.
Charlotte's
pig.
Web.
Yeah, Charlotte's
Yeah,
Web.
Charlotte's
Is
Web.
pig guy in there?
So we're at 50-50 pigs dying.
Animal Farm.
Definitely pigs that die in Animal Farm, for sure.
Winnie the Pooh.
Okay, so I have a question.
Does the pig die in Winnie the Pooh?
Maybe in that
Top
bad
Google
that,
search.
that bad
Yeah,
horror film
the
ripoff
horror
Winnie
one,
the Pooh
maybe.
one.
Oh yeah, Blood and Honey.
Okay, if
Such a funny name.
if Rich Daddy Guy was telling old Crusty Dusty to buy a new pig, why couldn't he just have bought his own? Why did he steal?
It was to undercut his son because he thought his son wasn't cut out for this, and his son was doing kind of well with that, and he just wanted his son to stay out of it and to have just a safe desk job because he didn't think he was capable
Dude, what a bastard.
of making it on his own.
Yeah, so it was never really about Nicolas Cage's character.
That's why he just wanted to pay him $25,000 to just kind of go buy another one. Go away. Like, it's not about the money.
And he wanted the truffle pigs so he could just get his own truffles and cut out the middleman.
Who?
I think it's more just control of his son.
Yeah.
That makes me hate the movie even more.
Wait, so they took the pig to get the kid out of the business?
Yeah, because the truffles was his son's way into the business because he had like a great hookup for truffles, and that was his like way to distribute into that like weird food network that they had going on.
I thought
I
thought they took the thing to use it themselves to find truffles. So that's why I was confused when he's like $25,000, and it's like, Jesus.
Well, that's what you kind of think at first, but it's to. It is to undermine his son, but it also, I think, in a weird way, is to protect his son, because I think he has had to devote so much of his life to it, and probably it wasn't the best for him, and he's like still, it wasn't good for his wife or his family, and in some way, I think he's trying to protect his son from that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I did really like was the part where when they're cooking for old Krabby Daddy, and he gets the wine and says, "Your son found this."
Yeah,
I thought that was a really cute part where he was trying to gain a little honor for the son.
Mm-hmm.
Me
as
a mushroom forager, I was happy to have the part when he says, "I don't need the pig to find the mushrooms. The trees tell me," because that's true. You learn the trees to find mushrooms well.
Well,
listen to this
speaking
guy.
of
the original story
mushrooms,
and the camping reset.
I think one of the most unbelievable parts of this whole movie and the food industry in general is this idea that truffles are good. I fucking hate truffle. It's like one of the only foods that I despise.
Dude, they taste like beetles.
I've never had
truffle fries. I can get on board with truffle fries, but truffle anything else, I'm out of town.
Even
it is so
fries,
distinct. Chad likes truffle butter.
I like what?
Truffle butter.
Truffle butter.
Everybody at home, go Google that.
No.
Okay, so I've never had an actual truffle, but I do like subtly flavored truffle things sometimes. Truffle fries. There's this like local pizza place here that makes a truffle pizza that's pretty good. Not when it's overwhelming.
It's almost always overwhelming though. Like you have to barely, almost where you don't taste it, it's fine. Otherwise,
it has to be a whisper. It has to be like a LaCroix amount of flavoring.
Yeah, I once described the flavor of truffles as being like electrocuted because it like shocks me.
Yeah, whoa.
Yeah,
like it's anytime you take a bite of a truffle, it's just like a punch in the face.
No, one time a beetle flew in my mouth, and it was the worst tasting thing in the world, and I hated it, and I spit it out, and it's got this metallic wings, and it's like I let it go, but it grossed me the hell out. And many, many years later, I take a bite of a pizza that has truffle on it, and I go, "Oh, what the hell is that?" I was like, "That tastes just like that bug I swallowed like all these years ago." Chelsea's like,
some beetle pizza.
It's truffle, and I'm just like, "That's what truffles taste like?" And so I thought maybe it was a fluke, and then we went and had truffle popcorn somewhere. Nope, straight on fucking beetles.
So why are you out in the woods digging around in dirt for truffles if you don't like them?
Digging for
They're
truffles.
not truffles,
He's digging for
bitch.
morels.
Oh.
Morels are way better. They taste like oaky.
They look like
Squidward's testicles.
Yeah.
So
Have
They
you had
don't
one
taste
yet?
like beetles.
Have you had one? A morel?
Squidward's testicle.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Shit, I should have worn my morel shirt. And
Yeah. What
truffles.
the morale were you thinking?
Idiot.
Dummy.
But yeah, I like all the cooking scenes. I wish there was more of them, but that's more of a personal thing because I like cooking movies. I like cooking shows. I like
Did you
seeing
like the
the
menu?
process on film. I liked the menu, but it knew how ridiculous it was. Like the tone of the menu, like it knew from the beginning that it was going to be over the top.
I did not like that movie.
Harry, in almost every single video so far, personifies the movie or the show and will tell you that it knows something or it doesn't know something. So I always like it when he does that because
Yeah, it's its own entity.
yeah, it knows.
Yeah.
That movie reminded me way too much of The Glass Onion. And I was like, I
No
didn't
way.
like Glass
The
Onion.
menu was a good movie.
It was
Well, when I
good up
watched-
until the point when he goes, you all can run to the boats now. And then these fucking super chefs are running through the woods and jumping in the water and catching them all. I'm like, okay, I'm done with this.
No, that was a solid movie. That was
I
good
wonder if
stuff.
the next Knives Out's going to be any good.
No. Isn't it done by the Wilson guy again?
Wilson guy, yeah.
How
The
come-
first one was good.
How come every first movie that's good and intense, then the next one is like, hey, that went over well, let's make it funny.
Well, they take everything that people seem to like about the first one and then they amplify it and exaggerate it because they think that's what the people want, but that's not what they want.
It's not.
They want you in that wig, Chad.
Yeah.
It's part of you now. Like I feel like that's your actual hair.
Yeah, have you ever grown your hair long?
Not this
I don't
long.
think so.
I feel like I'm
Yes.
the only brother who's had real long hair.
Harry's was pretty long when he had that killer mohawk back in the day.
I can probably wear this if we review Nicolas Cage's new movie, Surfer.
That looks bad.
Or Con Air.
Or Con Air, that's a good one.
We just have a whole playlist of Nick Cage movies.
The trailer for The Surfer just shows you the whole movie.
I
So
went through
Don't
an,
watch it.
like a arc with Nicolas Cage. When I was younger, I thought he was good. I thought he was great. I loved Face Off. I loved all the stupid movies he did. And I didn't think of them as dumb or him being bad. But then I got older and I'm like, wait, is he bad? I can't tell. And then now I've come back around and I'm like, no, he's great.
Yeah, I have the same feelings.
Like,
I
he
used to.
just goes for it in his own
Nicolas
way.
Cage type of way.
Yeah.
I used to make jokes about like, oh, well, you like Nicolas Cage, so it doesn't matter. Like that was a response to things.
Did you like Long Legs?
I liked it up until like two-thirds of the way through, and then I was like,
I liked him in it.
We recently watched Leaving Las Vegas for the first time.
it's a great movie.
It's like a totally different person.
Yeah.
He's also got it was like a Netflix special or something that was something to do about the history of cuss words. And I thoroughly enjoyed that.
We can go further back and talk about Raising Arizona. Remember that?
Yeah,
He
he's in a lot
started
of.
off with maybe his best movie.
Yeah, he's.
That movie is so good.
Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't he have like some conflict with the Coen Brothers because he was being Nicolas Cage and doing his thing?
I don't
I don't
know.
know.
Well, sometimes when he's like acting, I imagine what the script looks like and just how anyone else would read that line, and then how he chooses to read each line is just how could anyone think of that being the way to do it? He just goes so out there and over the top.
Yeah.
You don't say. You don't say.
Some asshole's got a gun out there.
You don't say!
Yeah, I've come around to Nicolas Cage. I like him. I'm on the bandwagon. And I haven't seen all of his new art films.
Wait, have you seen Mandy?
No.
You should
But
watch Mandy.
it's like
should
that one that's all
definitely watch
red
that.
with chainsaws and shit.
Yeah. It's so good.
But back to Pig. This time around, I almost teared up a couple times throughout the movie.
It's very sweet.
Some of the parts gave me the final episode of Breaking Bad vibes, when Walt's just kind of haunting his old town, and you could tell like this is it for him. This is his last hoorah. So I was getting those emotions from it, like especially the bakery scene when he's just telling her how good it looks in there, and that part was really touching. And then how he's talking to that old chef about why haven't you done the things you want to do, and like we only get one chance to really care about something, and thought it was all really cool.
Yeah, the second time watching it was definitely it more emotionally for us.
Yeah.
First of all, like I knew the tone, like I knew what to expect going into it, so that helped kind of prepare myself to watch it. But then also, by the end of it, when he plays the tape of his wife and the shot of the empty bed, the empty pig bed next to his, Brittany and I were just like, we were crying because it
You
was
weren't bawling. Don't say bawling.
We weren't
Were you
bawling,
sobbing?
but like tears were streaming down our
Imagine
faces.
you guys.
We weren't bawling,
Holding
but like
each other.
it was definitely different for us though, because we obviously, like, for those who are watching, we lost a beloved pet last year. And so, like, I know, like, there was, like, more of a metaphor around the movie that, like, the pig wasn't necessarily just about the pig. It was about the loss of his wife and grief in general. But for us, it was about the pig. It was about the empty bed. And, like, that final scene was just, like, we were a mess by the end of it.
I read a review of it that I don't know if it's true, like, if what they meant while making the film, but I thought it was kind of a cool tie back to the tidal wave in the earthquake. Someone had said that at the end of the film, he's sitting in the bed and he looks up and just stares up into the sun for a little bit, or that window that's coming through, and somebody made the connection saying, like, now that he's moved on, the tidal wave is about to hit him of living without his wife and living without his pig. And just, I just thought it was a cool connection that I don't know if that's what they meant or not, but
it's about, right? I mean, the three main characters are handling grief in three different ways. So, yeah, I absolutely would agree to that theory at the end there, for sure.
I do like how Nick brought up in the tidal wave lore, and then they mentioned Mount Hood, and he's like, well, if the tidal wave comes, you can always move to Mount Hood. And his response is, it's an active volcano.
There you go. Or, well, that's Seattle. Fuck Seattle.
Fuck Seattle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after he gets done after Amir gets done listening to the spiel about the earthquake, Nicolas Cage just goes, you should use stale bread for your French toast.
Yeah.
Like, when I watch movies like this, or like The Bear, or anything that like talks about food, I get inspired to cook something. And so I have never made French toast using stale bread, and apparently it's like a known thing. It's like with bread pudding, you're supposed to use stale bread. And I was like, oh, I wanna try that. So I figured for this podcast, I would stale up some bread, and I'm gonna cook some and see if it's any better than regular French toast. So continue about
we have
the
some
podcast,
French toast lore.
Well, how are we going to know if it's good or not?
You're not allowed to talk about the French toast lore, Justin.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can talk about the French toast lore.
I wrote in big capital letters French toast !
Harry, just don't use French bread.
Yeah.
Did you use the correct bread?
Better be just regular
Texas
slices.
Toast. It is not brioche.
Ugh.
But yeah, if you use French bread, it's not French toast.
No, danger zone.
Yeah, I really like the cooking scenes in it. Because that's another thing. Is since the first time watching it, I've gotten way more into cooking. And so I really enjoyed that scene more. Sorry to disappoint you, Al.
I'm really disappointed.
I know.
I'm really mad at you.
I know you all expected me to come in here swinging, saying how bad this movie was, but I went into it without the thought that this is bad. Like, I made sure I watched it in an open mind, and it surprised me a little bit.
I think we've all been a little too open-minded on this podcast. I think we've all been like, Minecraft wasn't that bad. This Anora was pretty good. Like, I'm sticking to my guns on this one.
That's fine, but it's definitely not a stamp of total dog shit.
But
For
you
me,
thought
it
it
is.
was for
For
so
me, it
many
is.
years and gave me so much shit.
I stamp it.
Yeah, and I never watched
I was
it
the
again.
only one that liked it.
Yeah, Nick and I had conversations about how much Justin hated Pig. We talked about it amongst different groups. Like, can you believe Justin hated Pig so much?
I still hate it.
Well, Nick is also very surprised how much I hated Nope. Jordan Peele's Nope.
I didn't really like Nope that much. I like parts of it, but
Yeah,
it wasn't my
I called
favorite
you.
of his.
You called me to talk about it, and I was like, yeah, man, I didn't like it. And you're like, really? I was like, yeah.
Man, it's just so good about that the tie-in with like not caging animals, and then like I just thought it was so good. I love that.
I liked all the messaging behind it, but once they
Yeah.
got to the TMZ guy on the motorcycle showing up, and like the whole premise was they're going to use good cameras to capture this thing on camera, and then they get a shot from the well, and it's just another blurry image, and they're like, "We got it."
The thing about Justin is he will rip something to shreds off camera,
Mm-hmm.
and as soon as he gets on here, he's got to pretend like
He's like,
No.
actually, I found that to be quite beautiful.
You should be happy that I like Pig.
I'm not,
I'm not either.
because you were such a douche about it for years.
I'm not.
No, it's like an inside joke in our family. Anytime I recommend anything to anyone, it's
It
like,
is.
oh yeah.
I promise
like
you, I will
Pig?
not like Poor Things.
Wait,
I
who got the
promise
pig
you.
poster?
Justin,
Yeah.
did I give you?
Or
No,
was it-
I got Poor Things.
Did Steve get the pig poster?
Justin, you got two. You got Poor Things and Pig.
Now you can hang it up.
Well, I promise you, Poor Things is not going to be one of those.
I don't want to rewatch
We'll
that.
see. Well, we're gonna.
Well, we're gonna do Trap first then.
Nick, did you like Poor Things?
Ask Chad. He saw my review at the Duck game. He was like surprised.
Yeah,
I
it
was like, I hated that movie, but I still
Yes.
gave it like an 85%.
Yeah, he gave
Oh,
it like a high
yeah.
score, but he hated it.
I remember
Yeah,
that.
I hated it. I hated it so much.
Good.
It's so
But-
good.
Love that.
Emma Stone's acting, oh my god. It's so good, man. But there's
I feel like I just saw Mark Ruffalo in another movie, and I hated him so much in it. Like the movie was good, but I hated him. No,
Was
the
it
movie
Mickey
was weird. It
17?
was Mickey 17.
Oh, I haven't seen that
13
yet.
going on
He was
30.
he was out of place in that movie.
I hated his character in that movie.
Yeah, Nick. So I brought this girl to meet the family for the first time. We were all
I
out
love
at
this
brunch.
Story.
We were
I
all
can't
out at
believe you're going
brunch.
into it. You
Okay,
said
but-
no.
I didn't say no. Allie said no.
No, you said.
No, we're not allowed to. Well, maybe because it's not current or something. I don't know.
This is old news,
Old news.
and she's not gonna watch this podcast.
Shout
She
out to
might.
yeah, maybe. I bet you they both do. Both of the circus ones.
So I bring this girl to meet the family for brunch, and so she orders French toast, but she wants it with Nutella and bananas, and that's not how they normally make it, but she asked them to do that. And so they bring it out, and she's like, "What is this?" And we're like, "It's French toast." And she's like, "It's not the right kind of bread." And it was French bread. It was French toast on French bread, and she had special ordered the Nutella and bananas, and she sent
Yeah.
it back and wouldn't eat it.
And you're not with her anymore, right?
No.
But wasn't there like a bigger meltdown than just that?
Yeah, I thought it was more of a to do.
She was stewing.
What was that close to the time that we all went boating at the friend of the parents' house and she was still stewing?
No, that was the end of the relationship.
Oh, was
But
French
she had
toast was the beginning?
That was the beginning, and she had stewed
You
all
ignored
through
the
that year
signs.
up until the boat ride that ended.
I was there
About
for
the
it.
French toast?
I mean,
About every hot
it was
dogs.
all about
Many
the
things.
It was everything.
She got the thing that broke them up was a conversation about hot dogs. She was telling a story about hot dogs, and Chad wasn't paying enough attention. I don't know. She
I was
sent me a John
driving.
Deere letter. She said I wasn't paying enough attention to her enough. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
Right out of the blue, she sends me a John Deere letter. She give you any reason? Yeah, I called her up. She gave me a bunch of crap about me not listening to her enough or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
Well, I was driving. She was telling me a story about hot dogs, and I was like, "What?" Because I didn't hear her, and I was merging lanes and stuff, and she got so mad.
Yeah, so our parents' friends, who are the sweetest people in the world and so accommodating and
Great
cook for
hosts.
everybody, they're just so sweet. They're trying to have a conversation with her, and she's just not answering them. She's just sitting there festering. Someone asks her a question, and she doesn't answer. She rolls her eyes and gets up out of her chair and walks up the hill. And while she's walking past, Tom goes, "Well, she's a keeper," right in front of her.
So mean. Well, okay, so she wasn't a terrible person. I liked her. She had her good qualities. She was fine.
But it's just funny that he said it out loud.
Yeah,
right
but
in
she
front of
didn't
her.
make the cut. Just like this movie, it has a couple of good qualities, but I'm not going to keep it around.
The stupid thing is, the first time I went on a date with her, after I dropped her off at the end of the date, I was like, I feel bad for whoever's going to end up with her. And then I dated her for a year and a
did.
half.
A year and a
Yeah.
half?
Yeah.
You like crazy.
Yeah, sometimes.
You kind of do.
I don't like it. It's just that's what likes me.
Sometimes I do a little mental review of Chad's relationships, and I like to imagine what the deep conversations were like, especially in that one.
I like the one that he had where he had to pretend to be gay. Because you had to be like, you were dating this girl, but they didn't want you dating an American, right? So you had to be like, yeah, I'm gay. Did that happen? When I
don't
came
know
with
the
you
story.
in Chicago, like her parents didn't want her dating, like, because I don't think she was from America.
South
Chad,
Korean.
did you pretend to be gay?
Are we learning something about Chad? He walks into her family's house. Hey.
That's why he has the wig.
I actually don't remember the details of that.
I promise you said that.
No,
It
Chad
sounds
is going
familiar.
down memory lane. He's unpacking some PTSD. There's helicopters flying around and gunshots going on.
His memory is going. His memory
No, I
going
don't-
full Harry at the Sea Lion caves.
I don't think I ever had
Yeah.
to pretend to be gay. I think I just had to pretend like
Tend
we
not to
weren't
be
as
your boyfriend.
Put
close
yourself
as
in
we
the
were.
friend zone.
Yeah.
He just went.
I like Nick's version better.
What the hell's going on?
Why am I echoing? Did somebody turn off their echo?
Well, Harry, let us know how the French toast is, you selfish bastard.
Here it is. So, French toast.
It looks
This is-
like 8-bit French toast.
Yeah, why is it so blurry?
We can't really tell what it is. We'll have to look
when
at
it
the.
uploads.
Those
Yeah.
could be Crocs sitting on that thing for all I can tell.
They're those Belvita biscuits
Extra
that Mom really
gibbets.
likes.
French Crocs.
This is non-stale bread, stale bread.
Oh.
Allie, this is for you.
Dude, if you chew with your mouth open, I'm quitting the podcast.
Where's my truffle pig?
Look at him bouncing around, all proud of himself.
Well, we need to know things, though.
Yeah, what's the
What do
deal?
we use for where are the
So
toppings?
Brittany's gonna blind test.
Oh, okay.
But did you put like Nutella and bananas and shit all over
Yeah,
it?
did you powdered sugar that thing?
I just
Yeah, did you send it
just
back?
Did some syrup.
Dude, I've
Did
never
you
made
hawk,
French toast.
Did you hawk to
I pretty much make one thing, and that's chicken and rice. That's about it.
No.
We've gotten so
Chad,
far off the subject.
we know
of
what you
pig.
make. And it's pizza.
Make
Alright. So, I'm gonna tell the group.
The left side?
We don't remember. We can't see which side is which.
Could have turned it.
You look like
Brittany
you're in
says
Minecraft.
that the left side is better. That was the non-stale French toast.
Oh no! All right.
Which one did you like better, Harry?
Pig was total dog shit.
Well,
For that reason
bust
alone, I
that
give
myth.
it 2 thumbs down.
Heck yeah.
What if this whole time I was just acting, and I didn't actually like the film?
I would love that.
That'd be stupid.
A little flip
I don't have the
flopper.
palate for this. They taste the same to me.
Tell that Rob or Pig Truffle guy. What the hell's his name? Ross?
Robin?
Steve actually toasts his first and then makes them because he heard that toasting them makes a diff, and he swears by that.
Toast
He
then
makes
dunk.
French toast every weekend. Yeah, toast and then dunk. Helps it keep some of its crispiness.
Oh yeah. So that's a similar concept, like taking some of the moisture out. And
I mean, would I rather eat toast or would I rather eat stale bread? Probably toast.
yeah, people. I was looking it up to try to figure out the proper method, and apparently, like, there is a difference between like toasting and letting it go stale, and you gotta just. I think that's for people who know what they're doing.
Maybe you didn't stale it long enough.
No.
So we get to the conclusion of the film where he basically asks why he's doing this, and he says because he loves his pig. And then you see this guy totally break this asshole character, and you can see how regretful and how like he realizes that he was wrong, and he admits that the pig had been killed because it was rough-handled. And I was expecting Nicolas Cage to just have this like sort of like he already knew the pig was dead reaction, but he collapses and like was really emotional. It was really sad.
Yeah, because it was about the pig, but it was also about his wife.
Yeah.
And yeah, so he cooks him a meal that him and his wife,
Who had passed away.
she didn't pass away.
She did not?
No.
That's just what they said. But she tried killing herself.
She was on a ventilator.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The mom. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so that was a meal that they had shared a long, long time ago that both of them thought was like one of the best meals of their life. And they had a great night. And the son was saying like he had never seen them so happy. So that's why Nicolas Cage made that meal for them.
Yep, he ratatouille'd him.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't like it, I don't swallow.
If I don't love it, I don't swallow.
That is, dude. If you didn't like that scene, Al?
I actually did like that scene. That was one of the few scenes that I did enjoy. There are likable things about it. The reason I don't personally like the movie, I think, is just personal to me. I can see that it's artistic. I can see that the cinematic qualities are great. I don't personally want to watch a movie that's going to make me face the realities of the shittiness of life. So, like, that's why I rip a couple of Lexapros. What'd Chad say? Rip a couple oxys.
Yeah,
that's why I ripped the Lexapros, because I don't want to talk about how things that I love are going to pass away or people that I love are going to pass away. I don't want to watch a movie to be sad. I want to watch a movie to like escape those things. So for me, not a fun experience.
But we
Did
all
not
have tidal
enjoy it.
waves that we're gonna face.
Yeah, and I
That's
will
the message
I
of the
will
movie.
face that, but with my entertainment, I want to escape that. But there was something you guys are going to have to figure this out, because there was some reason at the end why I wrote, "But it's your birthday, have a Pepsi."
Oh,
Something
heck,
happened.
it's your birthday.
Something
You can have
happened
a
at the
Pepsi.
end that made me write that down, and I can't remember what it was. Like he had for the most part, too depressing. I see why people like it. For me, total dog shit. No, thank you.
I
It's
don't-
very depressing.
I don't need movies to be. I don't always watch them for escapism. Sometimes I like watching them for like emotional, to be related to it in some way. Or
Yeah, I can agree
have
with
them-
that. I think just for me, facing the loss of a pet or a person that I love very much does not. It's not what I want to do with 2 hours of my life.
I know it was sad, but like, it also was kind of like endearing and sweet. So to me, it didn't leave me with just a sad, depressed vibe.
I feel like the endearing and sweet parts weren't enough to bring me to the other side. I acknowledge them, and I think, the bakery part was sweet. I loved that he gave the kid credit for finding that wine. I really liked the revenge of the dinner. It just wasn't enough for me to be like, yeah, I liked this experience. It was just, for me, it's too sad, too real. No, thank you.
I liked when he shook the kid's hand and said, "I'll see you Thursday."
Yeah, that was cute.
Justin, now give us your review here at the end of what you would have said about it.
Pig?
Yeah.
Oh, it was a steamy pile of pig shit drenched in Nicolas Cage's piss.
She's probably smelled like throughout the whole
Yeah.
movie.
He
He definitely
had to have.
smelled like
That shirt
truffle
was
piss
so
that whole
brown.
time.
Yeah, truffle piss.
Mm-hmm.
Truffle piss. Truffle butter.
Yeah, so Justin, what was your main criticism? Was it just the fight scene, and then you were just like, I'm out?
That I hated that. It was really boring. It's really slow. I didn't like all the just hopping from place to place, and like everything's lining up perfectly like dominoes. Like they're just going down this list of random fucking people, and it's like, oh well, this is perfect. We found them, and it just. And then at the end, the pig's dead, and I'm like, why did I sit here and watch this?
Mm-hmm.
I think
This sucked ass.
Yep.
But then rewatching it again, I
No,
watched
let it go through you, Justin. Let the hate
it's
seep
fine.
in.
Somebody else going to volunteer to edit besides
Also-
Justin and just
also
cut all of
he-
his positive comments out?
I think he disliked it because I liked it so much and recommended it.
no, that's
And,
not
like,
true. I
it's
like
take-
when you send me a good movie.
Well, here's the thing. I think you like to shit on artsy movies because they're the ones that I recommend, and then but over the course of us doing this podcast, you're going to start to realize, oh, these are actually good movies. I was just an idiot.
Like that shitty ass
I'm not an
movie
idiot.
with the Queen and Emma Stone. The favorite?
Oh
Oh
my
God.
we should do The Favorite and watch Justin come around to that as well.
He's going to come around to Poor Things.
No, I'm not.
Justin, if you come around to Poor Things, I swear.
Chad comes to Poor Things.
Yeah. Got it on repeat.
That was
Nick,
a bump
what was
set and
your-
spike of a comment there.
Yes.
Nick, what
Oh,
was
man.
your final review of Pig?
I liked it. I won't probably watch it again in my life.
I won't watch it again for a long time either.
I probably won't ever watch it again, but I know what it meant to me, and it was really cool. I mean, that scene and the power of a meal to just get somebody that's like super hard is pretty powerful to me, and just that whole scene that made the movie for me. It wrapped it up in a nice little like, because I was waiting for Nick Cage to like kick his booty, but it never happened, and it was just kind of nice. Yeah, so it was 2021, just coming out of COVID. There was a lull of movies, like a total lull, and even that year, like if you look at the top movies for that year, they're not good. They're
So
just.
you guys are saying the bar was low.
So that makes
this
one
movie got
The bar
more of a
was low.
chance.
The bar, but movies, but they started to come out. Like we started to come out of it, so that was like the first movie that wasn't like Black Widow or whatever that we had to watch from home because of COVID. Like I really enjoyed that movie, and it was good, man.
When he finally washes off in the river, it's like it's kind of cool because the whole film he refuses to wash it off, and he's just this bloody mess. And then like after everything's resolved, you finally see him cleaned up, and it's like he's
I
kind
was
of
like,
washed
oh, thank
away,
God.
kind of washed away his past, and it's just like now he's moved on.
One thing I
And
noticed
that scene when he walks out and the camera pans and he comes in and sits down and puts the tape on it's really sad.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed the second time watching is that a lot of thinking that it's going to be Nicolas Cage kicking ass isn't really, aside from the Fight Club scene and stuff, it isn't really telling you that it is going that direction. All of that kind of comes with what you've brought into the movie, expecting it to do. And so I thought that was interesting that rewatching it, it's like, oh, it's not really telling me that that's what this movie is going to do.
Yeah, he seemed too slow and run down.
But every step of the way, he like is kind of doing something like interesting or
Nice.
sweet rather than, yeah.
Allie, I know you hated that he was not showered in it, but I think it's a really cool contrast, like on film, seeing this dirty, like just this bum who looks horrible sitting in like a 5-star fucking restaurant that's like perfectly clean.
Yeah, I liked that he went into the restaurant all Professor Stinkums, and I get that it goes with the story. I just personally was distracted by it.
Speaking of stinkums, no farts this time? Anybody? Nick, you got one?
No.
I got nothing.
Okay.
Jane ate some
Hey,
poop
Harry,
earlier.
Did you just pull every fucking movie when they make dinner and they take one bite and then stop?
Yeah.
I didn't want to eat on camera, so it's just sitting next to me. I can't wait
Because
for this
Harry,
podcast to end.
here's
He's
why
into The
Harry didn't want to eat on
Bachelor.
camera. Because I message Harry every single day about how I hate when people eat on camera. So
Do you notice that in movies? They always cook and then take. Even in this movie, it happened.
They did it here at the end.
He takes a bite of the fucking partridge in the pear tree or whatever the fuck he cooked, and then the guy's like starts crying and he walks out. I'm like,
Yeah, if I was a mirror, I would have just been like,
let me finish this, then I'll cry.
Well, definitely not total dog shit. I liked it a lot.
nope, not pig shit at all.
I still
I'm
wish.
stamping it.
I wish they did not do the Fight Club scene. I think there could have been a much better way to get them all bloodied up, because it just comes out of left field and it's like, what is this? And I know it was to get information or whatever, but it just, I don't know. It didn't do it for me.
Yeah, I could have done without that scene as well. I think the movie, I wish it would have toned down on the goofy side of it, and I kind of wish it was a little more serious and a little more dark.
Ugh,
but
no.
overall, I liked it a lot. Especially, I didn't think I would like it as much the second time because I knew all the beats that it was going to hit. But I think I liked it better the second time.
Yeah, I would say not total dog shit, unfortunately, Allie.
Total dog shit. Too sad.
Isn't it crazy?
Not for me right now. Don't
So
like it.
crazy.
Hey, at least it's
We'll
not
never
like...
watch it again. Justice for the pig. Hashtag
At least
justice
it's
for
not
the
like
pig.
I watched it like last week and then hated it and then came around to it. I hadn't seen it in
Somebody
years.
stole my dogs. I would go scorched earth.
I am talking scorched earth, motherfucker!
I hadn't
They
seen
would
it
not
in
make
years,
a cute
so-
little movie about it.
Very recently,
John
Justin
Wick.
released The Mobsters 3, which is a parody trailer for a mob movie. And in the opening credits, as a dig at Chad, it says...
Better than Pig.
Better than Pig. Chad Walling.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
There's so many inside jokes, Nick, about how I liked
think-
Pig and they all hated it.
So here's the other thing.
I still hate it.
Poor Things came out, and that really put into perspective of how shitty movies can be.
I don't have any
And-
faith that you won't like that movie when you rewatch it.
Oh, get the baby!
All right, Poor Things is on the list. Nick,
We're watching-
thank
we're
you
doing
so much
Trap
for
first.
joining us.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Nick.
Thanks for having me.
Do you want to add anything else?
No, love you
All right.
guys.
Love you, man.
We love you back.
Love you. All right, well, one of these days, we'll find a movie that Justin doesn't like.
We have to do Trap.
Okay.
There's no bigger pile, in my opinion, that's like supposed to be taken seriously.
Is it worse than Pig?
1,000%. I'd watch Pig again.
Really?
I hate the movie Trap.
It is unbelievable.
It's the biggest plot holes, the most ridiculous. Like, I can't. Chad said that Josh Hartnett was a good actor in it. I cannot even believe if anybody liked this movie.
There are some scenes in it that are just so unbelievable that I'm like, how did this make it out of the writer's room?
Yep.
I mean, is it
The
the
main
worst
plot.
M. Night Shyamalan movie, though?
Probably
Yeah.
not.
Um,
I mean, he did Avatar: The Last Airbender.
M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah. He did the
know
movie,
that.
like the live action
Oh,
remake.
yeah, he did. You didn't like that? That's
What the
crazy. I would have watched more of them, but yeah, it was terrible.
All right. Well, love you, Nick.
Love you guys.
Haven't
Love
seen you in
you.
a while.
Peace in the hood.
Bye.
Love you.